What's going on, y'all? So, this Beyond the Gates, and it's gonna probably be simple and cute and to the point because not much happened that I really want to talk about except for one thing for sure, for sure. But before we get to that, let's get the small stuff out the way, okay? Um, I'm gonna need Kat to stand up, okay? I'm gonna need her to stand all the way up. And I get that this is your first, I guess, love or whatever. It's not love, okay? It really isn't. That man cheated on you, okay? And used the excuse of, oh, I thought we was over with because of how things ended the last time. No, did I say that it was over? Have you never been into an argument with a person that you was with? Unless I say, bitch, it is done, it is not done. So what is going on? And even if it was, why would you go to the person that I can't stand and who was actually my relative? Okay, the one that you've been telling all of our personal business to, and then I catch you up in there coming out of her shower bucket naked. Okay, listen, Kat, you gotta stand up, girly. You have got to stand up. Doing all of this stuff for him. Now, see, in this situation, I'm not necessarily here for people telling people that they can't be friends with whoever they can't be friends with while we in a relationship, especially if we already been friends together. If they have already been friends with said person or persons prior to me, okay? I'm not gonna tell you who you can and can't talk to, because if you have respect for me, you would already know that, and you would know to tell your friends that there are boundaries that need to be set in place, and you cannot cross those things, okay? Out of respect for your relationship, right? But in this case, baby, I would have said, no, we can't have nothing going on if you are cool with Eva. Okay? Absolutely not. Especially, and I'm talking about after they get back together. No, we can't have no interaction. If you're gonna be still cool with her and all of this after you done been inside her, no, we can't do that. We cannot do that. We're gonna have to cut this off. But see, Kat, you so strong in everything else, and then it's always the goddamn man that just make the bitches weak. Okay? And that is what's going on. And she talking to her mom about it, and she trying to compare and contrast her situation with Nicole and Ted. On the one hand, I get where you coming from. Yeah, girl, what happened between Nicole and Ted, or what Ted did, was years ago, decades ago, before you were even born. But at the same time, that hurt still is there because their life has been uprooted so bad. And even if Nicole had forgiven him right then and there, I just need people to stop rushing people to forgive people, okay? Let them work that shit out. And I know this is a TV show, but this is in general. Let people work things out the way that they need to work it out, as long as they need to work it out. You can't tell somebody how to process or how long to process something that happened to them, right? So that's one thing, okay? But then when she found out that, Ted and Leslie did do it, she was like, ain't that about a bitch? And I said, yeah, girl, niggas ain't shit, okay? And then she over there trying to cuss out her daddy, and I'm just like, Ted don't get it. Nobody gets it, okay? And then you don't get it either, because then you gonna go and have a good night with, bitch, did she break Tomas? She tried to recreate that whole little dinner date that they had, and then the last time that they was up in there, and he was like, you know what, this is all good or whatever, but the last time we was here, that bed and everything, it just brings back bad memories, because I don't want to recreate that night, because that's the night that we had our big ass argument, right? And she was like, I mean, well, we found out that we good in closets. And I said, oh, y'all finna fuck in the closet? You are. You're going up in the ranks a little bit, Kat, with your little freak. And I'm just like, girl, please don't do what I think you're gonna do. Child, she jumped on that man, and next thing you know, we heard her, ouch. And I said, oh my God, did you break him? And if you did, I really don't care, okay? Him entertaining a conversation with Leslie about Eva, girl, we don't even gotta get into it, because at the end of the day, I feel like at this point, when it comes to Eva, and I hope either way, I'm on my phone, and you know how when you record on the iPhone, sometimes you looking at it, but it films you looking over there. Girl, we'll figure it out. At this point in time, I'm over Leslie, okay? I'm over it. I'm over it because it's like, what do you gain out of this? The logic is not there. And I know, I'm pretty sure they're trying to make her a very illogical person. All right. But you're doing all of this to get back with this man who doesn't want you. Why would you want to be with somebody who literally had to cheat on his wife to be with you? And which means that there was gonna not be a real relationship. You was just being used for sex and conversation when him and his wife was going through things. You was being used as a warm hole. That's really what it was, baby girl. Okay, like stand the freak up, and then you passing it down to your daughter. You're passing it down to your daughter. You, whoa, mother of the year, are you? No, okay. June is in the goddamn her job at Orphe Jeans, and then she got a problem with June. She got a problem with June because June is over there having a little conversation with Ted. And she like, oh no, not you talking to my man and all this stuff or whatever. I'm so glad June didn't back down. And I need Leslie, like, Leslie, you a little crazy, but June been on the streets. Literally, I ain't talking about in the streets like she gangster, nothing. No, she been on the streets. So mama know how to survive. And when she said I done seen some shit that'll make your curls fucking drop, yeah, you need to calm that down, baby girl, because I really do feel like even though we got a calm June and a little lucid June and mentally more stable June, she can revert back and she can fuck that ass up. I really feel like it's gonna be June can really take her. Okay, she was like, bitch, it was given. You think I'm crazy? You think you're crazy? I'll show you crazy, okay? And if you know, you know. You're cool with me with that, okay? I said, listen, somebody needs to take Leslie knees from under her because something got to happen because she is doing too much. And then, making an appointment to meet up with Tomas at the country club only for it to be under Anime Bullock. I said Tina Turner. And it was just and then gonna cancel it so that Eva and Tomas can be there at the same time and actually have a conversation or to be seeing each other. It's so goddamn messy and it's so fucking stupid at this point. And then going over there to Ted's hotel, not even his hotel, but to go to his office and trying to seduce him and basically sexually assault him, because that's what she was doing. That's what she was doing. She damn near R-word that man, okay? And I'm like, damn, Leslie, do you not see what you're doing? And you're okay with being this predator? Because that's what she is. She's a sexual predator at this point. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic. And for Kat to walk in on it when she been trying to have her daddy back and trying to forgive and trying to get her mama and the daddy together, bitch, at this point, it's just really ridiculous. It's really fucking ridiculous. Like, you don't have any fucking real self-respect for yourself. You have no real self-respect for yourself because you allowing yourself to stoop this low for a man that does not want you in that way. And if he wants you, it'll be only sexually, but never to have a whole relationship with. All right? That whole, when Nicole came up there to his hotel room to talk to him, she sees her go up in there and then pulls the fire alarm because she can't have them talking. Or she can't have him in there possibly doing some other stuff. Now, Nicole, I'm going to need you to stick to your guns. Okay, now, if you're going to be done with this man, be done with this man. But I really don't feel like she's going to be done. The papers went out. The divorce papers went out. I don't know if they were saying that it was final or if it was just the divorce papers going out. But at the end of the day, I need you to stick to it, okay? If you're going to be done with him, be done with him. But for sure, I don't think that they're done. Because now all of a sudden Ted want to step up. Girl, get out of here, okay? Martin and Smitty got remarried. That was cute. I ain't even gonna hold you. That was cute. Martin and them, he got away with words because he's an orator and, in Congress. And, he takes after his namesake, Martin Luther King, who also had a way with words. And Smitty is a journalist. And so, therefore, they both have ways with words. And the vows was kind of cute. I ain't really feel nothing. I needed it to be a little bit more impassioned. It didn't hit my spirit the way that I needed it to hit my spirit, but it was still cute at the same time. I was like, oh, and you want to know what I love? I love the fact that they are showing us that they do have these two adopted kids, and they don't have a problem with them having two fathers and seeing their fathers showing PDA with each other and not thinking anything of a negative or whatever, and actually wanting them to be together. You know what I'm saying? And I love that aspect. I love that they're not and I love the fact that they are not sexualizing Smitty and Martin to the point the way that they do when they try to make it negative about seeing gay people together. They're not sexualizing, because when you see Smitty and Martin, I literally see a couple, a regular everyday couple. That's what it is. It don't matter the gender. I just see a couple, you know what I'm saying, a family unit. That's it. But that was cute. I was surprised Ted showed up. Kat don't never be at none of Martin's functions, but Martin sure enough be at her functions. For a man, Kat, Tomas of all people, girl, all right. Meanwhile, Chelsea, you need to get a life at this point. I don't know where Madison at. Bring Madison back, because the way that you came up into your mama's house and started screaming because Andre came through and convinced her to give away some things, like Danny said, baby girl, go make your own collection. You up here becoming a mogul, go make your own collection. Now I'm gonna need I don't give a care about Derek and Ashley. That whole scene where the lady that gave birth in the elevator, she popped up, invited them to the house, and she was looking confused as shit because she thought Ashley and Andre was together, and then kind of found out Ashley with Derek and Andre is with Danny, and they both, one about to get married and the other one is married. Girl, they are playing with marriage, okay? Y'all talk about gay people playing with marriage. Y'all are disgracing the institution of marriage, okay? Danny and goddamn Andre playing peekaboo with this damn thing. Will you or will you not? Girl, what? No. Okay? And then Derek only doing this shit and Ashley only doing this shit because Ashley don't love Derek the way she loves Derek. She is not in love with that man. Okay? She is not in love with that man. Derek is probably in love with her, but he proposed to her out of fear of losing her. You know what I'm saying? Not because he truly wanted to do it at that time, because he saw the writings on the wall and he was threatened by Andre. Everybody's building their relationships on false cracks in the foundations, okay? Using quicksand instead of cement. Bitch. That was good. Yeah, it ain't gonna last and it ain't gonna work. And Derek and Ashley, if they get married, I will be surprised. Okay? Moving on from that, I need Shanice to get about this storyline between Derek and Ashley. And speaking of, like, get her man, okay? And not Derek. Speaking of, Jacob, you want to be super saver hoe and the morality police for every goddamn body, and I am sick and tired of it. And I'm so glad you're going through what you're going through right about now, because at this point I want you and Naomi to break up, because maybe Naomi will be a little bit more likable, because she was in the beginning, but now she getting on my goddamn nerves, and you been getting on my goddamn nerves, okay? And she getting on my nerves because she adjacent to your ass. That's just really what it is, you getting all up in Andre's face. It's the way that the family treating Andre like he was a stranger, like they did not know him. If you were to start watching this show at this moment and not know that he was actually in the family since he was a child, or probably since before he was born, okay, they're related. Even if it's just by marriage, they're still related, and they all been around each other. They're fucking family. And technically speaking, Danny is fucking family, but it's by marriage, but you get what I'm saying. But they're family, you know what I'm saying? And the way they are treating Andre as if they don't know this boy, as if he really is coming in trying to mess up things and trying to take advantage of Danny. And it's like, you're giving him too much, and instead of putting the blame also on Danny. Jacob coming at, Andre throat about this whole relationship and this whole marriage and everything, and he's so in his feelings and he mad. Baby, you need to take out that aggression that you had because your wife don't want to have your baby. Take that to therapy. Don't take it out on Andre. Granted, the people ain't wrong, but it's just that the way that they come in, like ain't nobody else got no skeletons in their closet or no shit underneath their belt. Everybody perfect. They grown. Let them do what they gonna do. And whatever consequences come, let the consequences be felt by them, not y'all. Okay? Let them handle that shit. I'm like, what you gonna do? You know, I'm so concerned because that's my mother-in-law. Oh, that's you concerned about your mother-in-law, the mother-in-law that you went down and you arrested? Oh, sir, shut up. Okay, and speaking of Naomi and Jacob, going to get it aborted. And truth be told, I'ma say this. I'ma say this. Naomi, this is where you messed up with me, okay? Because I'm on your side about this whole situation, and I need people to stop. Because I have been seeing comments, and I had to put a tweet out there about it too. Like, Naomi is not the villain, and Naomi is not the bad guy in this situation. Naomi told Jacob right up front, before they got married, when they were in a relationship and getting to know each other, that she did not want kids. He said, cool. Jacob is the bad guy because he literally married this woman because, yes, he loved her, but he thought that eventually she would change her mind. And now he sees it, oh my God, she's pregnant. And then just trying to do all this stuff to manipulate the situation or manipulate her thought pattern and try to convince her to keep the baby or that this is some good things or whatever. And I wouldn't want to have no baby with somebody that's going so hard about not having no baby. All those, like, she's very, very adamant that she don't want the baby, okay? And y'all need to stop doing that. If a person tells you something, take that as for what it is. Take it as face value, especially when it comes to relationships. Do not get into a relationship with somebody and you are, compromising or changing your opinion in how you view things just so that you can stay with this person, believing that you probably will never find another person that's going to actually agree and want the same things that you want. Because then you're going to end up hurt. You're going to end up all in your feelings just like Jacob. And at this point, Jacob and Naomi, y'all need to go ahead and give it a rest. Go ahead and get a divorce. I don't need to hear nothing else about this. But Naomi, I'm going to tell you where you messed up, because now, in the last episode for this week, you finally want to go to the doctor and you want to get an actual blood test to see if you're 100% pregnant. Bitch, you should have did that shit. No shade, I don't mean to call her a bitch. But you should have did that before you actually told him that you were pregnant. I know you pissed on the stick, but sometimes they be false negatives or false positives, okay? The stick ain't always accurate. Go to the doctor and get that blood test, okay? And truth be told, I wouldn't have told him until I found out for sure. And then again, I still probably wouldn't have told him because, go ahead and get that little procedure. But then at the same time, I don't feel like that's actually right because they are married. Now, if they were boyfriend and girlfriend, sure, I'm not obligated to you, but they are married. And he would have to take care of you and be wondering what's going on after the procedure. Like, why are you sick? Is everything okay? Like all of that. And I just feel like you shouldn't really be lying up in a relationship, in any relationship, but especially a marriage. You shouldn't have no secrets and you shouldn't be lying and you shouldn't hold back. You know what I'm saying? You should be truthful all the goddamn time. All right? So, you don't need to keep going to this person, that person trying to get advice. You don't want the baby. You don't want to be pregnant. And if it means the end of your relationship, you got to be okay with that, okay? That's just really what it is. We need to move on from it. Joey breaking up with Vanessa and trying to say it's for Donnell's benefit and then try to give Donnell a job. Child, if you don't get up out of here, you don't get up out of here. But I was so glad we didn't see too much of that. Because I was tired. I was tired of them. Last week wore me out. Okay? I said, girl, I can't be sad 5 days a week. No, I can't do that. I got my own stuff going on. But, the main event. Danny went up there to Bill's job to give him a gift that she had brought him for his birthday the year prior. And do you understand the timeline of what was going on? That means that he had to been cheating on her with Haley for a minute for them to break up last year and to get married within the same year. That's messed up. She had the key embezzled, or I don't know the fuck, giving him like the key to the place that, she brought that goddamn law firm from him, the building. And you gonna do this to her? She brought that brick and mortar building for him. And that's what she was giving him the key, had it framed and all that stuff. And she said, I had this already made or whatever, and I was going to give it to you for your birthday last year. But hey, you broke up with me, so I couldn't do that. And so she went up there to give it to him. They wound up kissing. That's just all that it is. Girl, Haley walked past, and she was like, ain't this about a bitch? And she turned around. Mind you, this is something because Haley was at the bar. Well, Andre was at the bar at Uptown. He was sitting at the bar when this one girl just came over with a fucked up side part. Okay, that individual, is it invisible part? It's very visible. I'm so tired of Haley's hair. I'm so tired of Haley's hair. If that, I was about to say if that is your real name, but we already know that it ain't. Okay. But she came over there trying to get all up into Andre's head and questioning him about Danny, and you need to check on your wife and all that stuff and keep her away from my men, and she obsessed with my men and all this stuff. And I said, Haley, you the one that's being so insecure. Okay, you're the one that's being so insecure at this moment. You know what I'm saying? And then we find out why. After she done seen them kissing, she goes over there to Joey's casino to visit Randy. She was like, oh, hell no, Bill got me fucked up, cuz. I said, what? What do you mean by that? And she was like, that's my cuz. And let me tell you something. This whole scenes with Haley and Randy, every time he was like, yeah, you got that cuz, it didn't feel natural at all. I said, y'all don't really say that, because I don't say that. Okay, I'm be like, what's up, cuz? No. And if I do, it rolls off naturally. And the way that they were saying it, you could tell that they don't speak that way. They do not speak that way. And it bothered me a little bit. But the reveal was a little bit better than what was going on. But I could deal with that than what was going on. We already knew that it was something going on with Haley. Haley just wasn't fucking right, bitch. Okay? Danny has been vindicated, and I can't wait until she realized that she was. But baby, she probably I hope it ain't too late before Bill on the slab in somebody morgue drawer. Bitch, Haley is scheming and scamming. Haley is a grifter. Okay? Haley is one of those girls or people who seeks out rich people, try to get close to them, and then milk them dry. Take their money, take them for all that they got, and leaves and change her identity each and every time. Okay? So this identity is Haley. She befriended Naomi at the gym. Okay? And then she got in with the family, and she got her hooks onto Bill. She don't even love Bill, so she says, but she said he's a good fuck. And I said, oh, what? She said, listen, bitch, I gotta find the upside to all of this, okay? He is good and bad, But I'm like, well, why you so mad about Danny? Oh, because Danny, if he still got feelings for Danny, then that's gonna fuck up the plans. And the whole plan was to try to get him for all he got, and then to leave before he can even do anything. And she be gone when he found out that he broke, okay? And so now Danny is a threat again, for real, because of the simple fact that she sees that with this whole wedding situation and this marriage situation between Andre and Danny, she sees that Bill is starting to have some feelings, or they never left, but they're coming back, and it's a possibility that he would want that old thing back. And especially after seeing her and him kissing, yeah, she's threatening as hell, like her plan is gonna go to shit, okay? And she said, no, bitch, I put in way too much time, and I had to sleep with that motherfucker way too long to leave up out of here with nothing. I'm leaving out this motherfucker with something on her Denzel Washington. I said, okay, Haley, I just might like you a little bit, just slightly. Not really, but you, this fucked up, but this good, okay? Cause now they finna make it seem like we don't like Bill. They've been trying to change Bill's character this whole time. You notice that, right? We don't all necessarily dislike him that much. I still can't stand him because of what he did, but at the same time, I'm tolerating him. I ain't got nothing bad to say. Now we got Haley finna take that motherfucker out. Haley said, listen, we're gonna have to hurry up and close this chapter because I gotta get the fuck up out of here. Now what we need to do, because Bill done got that life insurance and it's worth $10 million and that college fund for them kids, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, we need to go ahead and take that nigga out. And I mean, out of this world. Black, cold blue, can't resuscitate. That type of situation. And I need it to be him eating something, he can't taste it, and it just sneak up on us so it could be like it was natural causes. I said, oh my God, that bitch. At one point I got to thinking, did you cause that man to have a stroke? But Haley ain't that smart. She don't know how to do that. That was some natural shit. And that's what got the wheels running. Like, if he died naturally, she gonna get that $10 million policy. Okay? They set all of that shit up. The pregnancy and everything. She set it all up with Randy. And at this point, when she said, first of all, her pussy tired. She said, listen, I need to go ahead and get this done with Bill because I need to retire. I'm tired, okay? I'm tired, okay? And then she was like, listen, get this money and then be off on the island somewhere with a new identity. And he said, and he go, Randy, and you gonna give me my cut too. And she was like, of course, cuz. And it was just the way that she said that and the way that he looked. Randy, you might need to be, you might need to have a little tracking on that bitch, because she might fuck around and get that money and not tell you, especially because it seems like that's the biggest payday that they got, or they're gonna get $10 million plus whatever's in that college fund. Yeah, and she just might run off with the money and not give you a fucking dime. So I will be on the lookout for that, okay? She's a little sneak, and you already know that. And then she was gonna put it in a cupcake and she was trying to test it out. And Naomi fucking around and ate the cupcake a little bit. And she was like, oh no, that was for Bill. I was like, oh my God. So you're about to give her, people was like, damn, Naomi, this may be a blessing in disguise. Because if she did put something in that cupcake, it may not take you out because you only took a little bite. And you kind of spit it out before you can truly swallow it. Maybe it'll destroy whatever's in your womb. Oh my God, that's so crazy. You guys are so morbid. And one thing I need to ask, what the hell did Danny do to Caroline? Because she was up in there talking to Bill and basically trying to tell, she was talking shit about Danny and trying to make Bill understand that you are with this fine, young girl who loves you, Haley, and all this stuff, and boo, and you need to decide whether or not it's Danny or Haley. And then it's just the way that she was talking about Danny, and I'm like, damn, no sister code, well, no girl code or nothing like that. And not even that, your moral code is off. Because how are you okay with the fact that he cheated on this woman and been cheating on this woman and then got married to the woman that he cheated on her, and then you can't understand, you as a woman, the pain that Danny was going through, realizing that not only has she been replaced, this is the only man that she's ever known and ever been with, and she's giving her all to, but you're okay with what happened? You as a woman, because ain't no way in hell I'd be friends with Haley. Hell no. But girl, next week they gonna bring another guy on there, and his name gonna be Isaiah, and it's gonna be somebody that I guess it's gonna be a little love interest for Eva. On the one hand, I'm cool with it, but on the other hand, he looked like he played for Smitty and Martin team halfway. Now, I ain't got no problem with that. Write that in the script, okay? And Eva fuck around thinking that she got somebody, and then she get that face crack because not only do he want her, he want him too. Like, my man be thinking, it be rolling, bitch. Let me get in somebody's writing room, okay? If I was in the writer's room, girl, I'd write y'all up some good shit, for real, but this is cute. Dana, I'm tired, bitch. Let June beat they ass. And when I say they, because you know it's a multitude of people that live up in Dana here, okay? We don't know whether to call her Dana one day, Leslie the other day, she Anna Bullard. Girl, I would sue if I was Tina Turner's estate, okay? Girl, don't choose my name. Oh my God, it's so fucking funny. And then Samantha, girl, we told you that boy didn't want you. That boy was trying to use you. Thank God you didn't get up the cootie cat, okay? Keep that locked, all right? But yeah, y'all, that was this week's episodes of Beyond the gates. I'm so glad I went on ahead and got this done before I got off of work because I got stuff to do. It's just so chaotic. It's so chaotic this weekend. Mind you, I gotta come back here to work tomorrow. I'm so upset. But anyway, you guys enjoy your week, and I will see y'all later. Peace.